Okay, you know what? There we go. I didn't even realize I had my mic on the whole time. So yeah, that could have been awkward. Good thing I didn't say anything incriminating. But hey, how you doing? How's everybody doing? Sam's in the house, Alan's in the house. Wagwan people. So yeah, I've been off sick. I've been pulling a sickie. Here's the thing. So this is how I sound now. I kind of feel like I sound almost like I did before. You know, not quite like I did before. I feel like my voice is pretty much almost back to normal. But here's what the biggest difference is. I can't do high-pitched noises anymore. Like, hopefully that's not forever. Because, you know, I was planning on launching a singing career and putting out a Beyonce-like album. But right now, I can't do high-pitched noises. So, you know, like high-pitched noises, like, you know when Michael Jackson goes, he, like that noise that he makes when he goes, he. I can't do that. If I try to do it, it sounds like this. That's what it sounds like for me. I can't do the high-pitched noises right now. But I can talk relatively normally. So I feel like I'm at least got something, you know. I feel like I'm doing okay. So hopefully I could start making videos again, but you know, maybe not push my vocals too much, you know what I mean? But how's everybody doing? I got some water just to make sure I'm keeping my lungs and throat lubricated. But I figured I'll come back and do a little hangout stream. Maybe next week we get back to movie nights. You know, I do want to get back into doing movie nights. But for now I figured, you know what? Let's just do a little hangout. Let's chat for a little bit. You know, maybe check some stuff online. See what's up. And just chill. So it's a chill stream today. Hope you guys are okay with that. But how you guys been? How's your day going? How's your day been? Appreciate you joining this live stream. And by the way, the title, "Say Hello to My Little Friend," that's not clickbait. I do have a new friend. I'm gonna introduce you guys in a moment. Maybe leave the album release for a little while. Just a little bit, yeah. Just a little bit. I was gonna do like a choir album, but I might have to put that on hold for a little bit. I decided to quit Netflix and give this. Oh yeah, I saw you tweet that actually. Yeah. So how's Disney Plus for you so far? How's that working out so far? Shame you had to quit Netflix though, because Netflix is pretty good. But I get it. I get it. Sometimes it's just like, you know what? I'm only gonna watch one movie at a time, so why pay for 2 subscriptions? You know what I mean? So how's Disney Plus going? I can recommend some stuff that you might like on Disney Plus. If you like Marvel stuff, there's loads of the Marvel section right there. Star Wars, of course. So the big things are the Marvel and the Star Wars on Disney Plus. But yeah, I definitely recommend Encanto. If that's not on your watch list already, I'll definitely highly recommend Encanto. Oh, and by the way, Sam, I did watch Turning Red, which was pretty cool. I enjoyed it. I feel like Disney, between Encanto and Turning Red, Disney are really getting into some family taboos. You know what I mean? Like they're covering some deep subjects when it comes to the family dynamic, where it's not always as pretty as it looks from the outside. And I feel like they do that with Encanto. They do that with Turning Red as well. So yeah, I liked Turning Red. I thought that was pretty cool. I also watched another movie today called what did I watch today? It's called Army of Thieves. So if Netflix have a movie called Army of the Dead, starring Dave Bautista. It's like a zombie outbreak type movie. But Army of Thieves is a prequel to that, focusing on one of the characters who is a safe cracker. So he's, you know, people who crack safes, and it focuses on his story. So it's less about the zombies and more about how he kind of came into the safe cracking world, and it's kind of a weird film in a sense that out of all the characters you can make a movie on, they probably picked the boringest character. You know, like the nerdy guy that likes safes. Like, he's probably like the boringest character to make a movie based on. But you know what? Gotta give credit where credit's due, and they made a pretty decent movie out of it. I enjoyed it, so yeah, that could be an interesting one. Army of Thieves, about a safe cracker. Netflix has some really good documentaries. Yeah, they got the we've got loads of documentaries. One that I saw up about John Wayne Gacy. I didn't actually watch it, but I saw it pop up. Then they've got the Kanye West documentary series as well, which I guess that's probably the popularist, most popular. There you go, the most popular one at the moment. But if you haven't watched Tiger King, then that's probably a must-see, just because it's so freaking crazy. And it's a true story. Like, it's a documentary, so it's all true. Well, not, I'm sure. Well, I say all true. I'm sure the people involved exaggerated some of it, but it's, for the most part, you can believe it's relatively true. Your people involved and what they do in the tiger zoo world. Seems okay. Netflix have put their prices up as well, and Disney Plus is only $7.99 a month. Netflix is costing $10. Is it? I did hear about Netflix putting their prices up. I didn't really see. Is that $10.99 for a regular service? Is that for like for a single subscription, like a single person subscription, $10.99? Let me try so I can find out Netflix prices. I'm not sure what my Netflix costs because it's like a joint thing with my brothers and stuff. So it doesn't actually come out of my account. I do, send a little to contribute, right? But I'm not sure the exact prices because of that. I send like a $5 a month as a contribution, which is probably more than what my share is. But whatever, it's like whatever. I'm gonna see. So yeah, standard subscription right now is £10.99 per month. Yeah, viewers can watch in HD and on 2 devices at a time. $50.99 per month. Premium subscription. Viewers can watch in Ultra HD where available on 4 devices at a time. I think that's the one that we've got. Yeah, because it's like more than 4 people, more than 2 people. So yeah, I'm definitely paying more than my actual share, but whatever, it's all good. Ain't that much. I don't love Turning Red. Could have been because I watched it after Encanto. May have to try again with it. I mean, Encanto, I would say definitely goes a bit deeper, in my opinion. So yeah, if you watched it after, well, I watched it after Encanto as well, but they are, I would say they're different movies, but they have a similar approach to, in terms of like, I mean, there's a lot of families out there, and I think especially, well, I don't know about especially, but at least in my experience, it tends to be a lot of immigrant families where there's a very high expectation on the kids to be a certain way and to behave a certain way and study a certain course and do this and be a certain thing. And Turning Red deals with that a lot as its main sort of theme, and then of course has the whole thing about the panda as the plot around it. But the kind of meat of it is like this girl who is trying to, she's trying to just be a little girl, just trying to be who she is, hang with her friends and this, that, and the other. But at the same time, she's trying to live up to her mum's expectations. And yeah, I'm looking at that like I get it, because I see that in when I'm growing up and how my parents were and that kind of thing. Maybe not to that extent, but still, there's like elements of that. And yeah, just other people that I know where you have that kind of expectation to be this thing. So yeah, that's what Turning Red deals with. Oof. So I watched John Wayne Gary. Okay, how's that go so far? Docs about a serial killer, Taylor now for standard HD sub. Mine's only a single sub. So the lowest you can do on Netflix right now is $10.99. That does suck, actually, to be honest. But I heard it's to do with, part of the reason at least, is to do with trying to crack down on... Oh, wait. Maybe I got it wrong. What does it say here on Netflix? I'll flip it out. I've got the price guide up here. Oh, sorry, no, the cheapest on Netflix right now is now $6.99. It's $6.99 if there's the cheapest option. But I guess you just get the very, very basic package for that. You don't get a HD streaming with that, which, well, that may or may not matter depending on other factors. But yeah, it had to do with people like sharing passwords. I apparently have a big Netflix has a big problem with people sharing passwords. So that's a lot of the reason why they're changing the prices, which I don't believe that's the reason why they changed the prices. I mean, I'm sure they do have a problem with people sharing passwords. Like, I don't doubt it. I'm just not sure that's the reason. That's, or at least not the full reason. I feel like there's probably more to it than that. Like, that may be part of it, but I don't think that's the reason. Because if people are sharing passwords, increasing the prices isn't going to stop them from sharing passwords. It just might encourage them to share passwords more. You know? I'll try Disney Plus for a month and see how I like it. If I do, I'll continue with it. But if not, I can switch back to Netflix indeed. I mean, you can always switch around. I mean, there's lots to choose from. Netflix, Disney Plus, Amazon Prime. So you can always switch around depending on what you want to watch at the time. Because the truth is, like, it may be there's a month where Netflix has more of the things you want to watch in it. Another month, Disney Plus has more of the things you want to watch in it. Another month, Amazon Prime have more of the things you want to watch. Like, Amazon Prime recently just got a whole bunch of James Bond content on there. So if you're into James Bonds, then yeah, Amazon Prime could be a good one to check out at some point. But yeah, it really just depends on what you want to watch. And ain't nothing wrong with swapping around, cancelling one, subbing to another, going back to the other one, or trying something else, you know. I tend to keep Disney Plus running, Amazon running, and Netflix running. And the only one I hot swap with is Now TV. That one I'll get for a while. Well, for a month. Well, it depends on the offer, because sometimes they do like these really good offers where you only put out £1 a month or something like that. If it's like that, then I'll keep it for longer. But if not, then I'll have it for a month and then cancel it. You know, just watch what I want to watch for the month and then cancel it. Because Now TV is a piss take. Yeah, I feel like Now TV is the biggest piss take because, like, it's $9.99 a month. That's just the movies. If you want the TV, it's another $9.99 a month. And then they still show you adverts. So yeah, for me, it's like whenever they have stuff that on it, like recently they had Bel Air. Well, they got Bel Air, I should say, but I was watching Bel Air and Peacemaker. Bel Air is really good, by the way. If you don't know about Bel Air, but Bel Air was excellent. I really enjoyed Bel Air. But they had that on it, so I got it for that just to watch those shows, and then yeah, gone. Well, going. The month hasn't run out yet. 71 is sick of serial killers. I watched the Jimmy Savile thing too. I saw that pop. I wouldn't see it, but yeah. Now, if you like those types of documentaries, Sam, there's a film I think you'd enjoy, assuming you haven't seen it already, because I don't know, maybe you've seen it already, but if you haven't, then it's on Netflix as well. Actually, it's called Joker. So And yes, the Joker that's based on the Joker from Batman comics. That's the Joker I'm talking about. And I know you're not into comic book movies too much, but yeah, if those types of movies interest you and fascinate you, those documentaries, sorry, interest and fascinate you, then I think you enjoy this movie. Not necessarily about a serial killer, but it does go into that kind of similar kind of mindset of a person. So Joker, oh, it's on you. Oh yeah, definitely check that out. Definitely check that out. It's I'll say it's one of the best movies based on a comic book in terms of being something that is very believable, you know, and the way they've styled the character and how they kind of told the story, it's very much like you can believe that is a real person that happened to. Well, I mean, I guess they exaggerate a few things here and there, but for the most part. I don't think I'm going to get an Amazon Prime subscription just to be shaken and not stirred. Bond, James Bond. Yeah, I never got into James Bond too much. I've probably seen most of the James Bond movies. I know I haven't seen all of them, but I feel like I've seen probably most of them. And you know, back in the day when I was a kid, it was cool, but these days I'm just not into it. Like I saw the last few ones, and I mean, they're cool action, I guess, but outside of that, they just don't do it for me. But you know, a lot of people love them, so hey, it is what it is. I can't be mad at that. I got Netflix sub till May 10th, then it cancels. Okay, so yeah, it cancels at the end of the term. Well, if you haven't seen Joker, Alan, I'll recommend you see that as well. Great film. Watch it before the 10th. before your Netflix runs out, watch it before then. I enjoyed it psychologically and that kind of stuff. Yeah, I think you'll definitely appreciate Joker then. If that's the type of stuff that gets you, then yeah, I think you'd enjoy Joker. Or maybe enjoy isn't quite the right word to use, because it is well, you'll see. I'll watch it tonight. Nice. Let me introduce you guys to somebody. So a little while ago, well, not a little while ago, I think last week. Maybe it was a couple of weeks, I can't remember. It was recently. One of my passengers gave me a tulip. Just a stem of a tulip. Gave it to me as a gift, and which is pretty cool. No one's ever given me flowers before, I don't think. Like, I feel like I don't remember. I mean, I think I don't know. I don't remember if it has happened. I'm sorry, I've forgotten. It was that long ago. If anybody's ever given me flowers before, it was so long ago that I've forgotten. So I'm sorry to whoever gave me flowers before my memory kicked in. But to my mind, I feel like nobody's ever given me flowers before. So this is pretty cool to get a tulip. And I put it on some water. But the thing is, when tulips are cut, they don't last long. They'll last about a week or so, and then they'll die out. And that's why I was reading that, and that's kind of like it kind of bummed me out a little bit, to be honest with you. So I thought, you know what? Actually that's a lie. I have grown plants before, but it's like when I was in school, because they made us grow like cress. But I haven't grown any plants like, you know, just on my own, like for me planting seeds. I've never done that before. So I got some pots. Only needed one, but it came in a set. And I got the saucer, and I got some soil, and I got some orange seeds out of an orange I was eating, and then I planted them. So this is what I planted, and I have to keep the cover on. It said to keep the cover on like this for I think like 6 to 8 weeks, and then it should start to sprout. So this has been, I think, about a week now-ish. Maybe a little less. So yeah, it's not nowhere near to sprouting just yet, and I won't dig it up. But what for now, I've got to keep the soil moist and keep the cover over it, and then in about 6 or 8 weeks, hopefully, it should sprout. And yeah, but this is where I am right now, just with moist soil and a plastic cover over the pot, waiting for it to sprout. I don't know how well I can grow oranges in the UK though. That could prove to be a bit of a challenge. Apparently they need much more consistent weather, shall we say? But we'll see. I mean, it doesn't have to. It doesn't have to grow up massive. You know, maybe I can grow like a small orange tree or something. You know, and just like kind of keep it in the house or whatever. But for now, you know, yeah, this is Henri. That's what I'm calling him. I mean, it might not be a him, it might be a girl, to be honest. But I'm gonna, for now, I'm just gonna say Henri. Until I know if it's a boy or a girl, it's Henri. Henri's just, you know, germinating right now. Well, hopefully germinating. I don't want to move the soil around to look because that might ruin things. So hopefully Henri is germinating right now, and or getting ready to germinate, and we'll start sprouting in a little while, and then we'll see. And who knows, maybe I might try grow some other plants. Maybe I'll try and grow a plant that might fare better in the UK weather. But for now, yeah, ladies and gentlemen, meet Henri. That's so cute. Appreciate that. So you got a baby on the way. Yeah, I got a bun in the oven. Literally. Well, not literally, but close enough to literally. But yeah, I mean, I probably should have planted like a different type of plant seed or something, but the orange seeds you get free with the orange in it. I mean, you buy an orange and there's seeds inside. So I was like, oh cool, okay, I got orange seeds right now. I can just use that. Like, why go out and buy a whole pack of whatever when I literally got seeds that I could just plant myself? So yeah, that's my that's my new hobby. I'm a gardener now. I think the last time I grew a plant was like, it was in school, like primary school. And what I remember is we had to grow cress. And I don't remember how long it took, but I do remember doing it. And then at the end of it, we're supposed to like put it in a sandwich to eat it. I can't remember if I ate it or not. I know some people did. I remember seeing people eat it. I can't remember if I specifically ate the cress. If I'm to my mind, I feel like I didn't. I mean, I have eaten cress, you know, since then. I just can't remember if I ate it then, and I feel like I didn't. But this is like primary school, so it's like, I don't know, like 5, 6 maybe. Yo, Ivan Martinez, what's up? How you doing? Remember the title streamer for Albertino was gonna make an appearance. Well, he just might. He just might. Let's see. Nah, it's probably in the back somewhere. I'm trying to dig out that. Maybe not today. Sophie and Holly have planted celery and carrots. Plants in the garden. Ooh, how's that going? Or are they still yet to bud? Have they named them? But I saw something on online speaking of flowers. It was a video that this lady posted about Johnny Depp, and apparently one of his fans gave him flowers at the court that he's going to, and when she gave him the flowers, he was smiling like. And the lady who made the video was just saying things like he was smiling like that, most likely because, I mean, I don't speak for Johnny Depp because I don't know the dude, but she was basically saying that men don't get flowers. Like men, for the most part, people don't give men flowers. And I was kind of thinking about that, and it's like, it's probably true. And I guess to be fair, like a lot of guys try and put on like this, you know, hard man type, exterior type, image type thing, which doesn't really correlate with would you like a rose, you know. So I guess there's like, you know, a few reasons for that. But you know what? Maybe that's something that needs to change. Maybe we should normalize giving men flowers. You know, it doesn't have to be like a big bouquet or nothing like that. But you know, just something like, yeah, like a rose or a tulip or something like that. Maybe a dandelion. You know, normalize giving men flowers. I think, you know. Not very well. We don't have the right soil, so it's going to need redoing a thing. Wait, there's different types of soil. I just figured you just put soil in that. Oh, now I'm thinking, do I have the right type of soil? I didn't even know there was different types of soil. I mean, I guess I kind of knew that, but I didn't think it was like a big thing. I thought just there's like soil. Soil is pretty much soil, right? Apparently not. Apparently soil matters. I don't know if I've got the right type of soil. But I could be just planting some seeds and be waiting for nothing to happen. Team Johnny indeed. I did see on Sky News that Elon Musk is or has bought Twitter for 44 billion. Yeah, I mean, I don't know if he's actually bought it yet, but it looks to be what's going. Let's see if we can find out actually. Has Elon Musk It's Elon Musk. Elon Musk Twitter. Let's see. Has he actually bought it yet, or is he still in trying to buy it? Apparently, it's in the final stages, according to the Daily Mail. Oh, wait. As of 25 minutes ago, according to Reuters, Musk seals $44 billion deal for Twitter, pledges to defeat spam bots. Okay, so it looks like he has actually bought it. Elon Musk clinched the deal to buy Twitter Inc. for $44 billion cash on Monday, in a transaction that will shift control of the social media platform populated by millions of users and global leaders to the world's richest person. It is a seminal moment for the 16-year-old company that emerged as one of the world's most influential public squares and now faces a string of challenges. Discussions over the deal, which last week appeared uncertain, accelerated over the weekend after Musk wooed Twitter shareholders with financing details of his offer. Okay, so he has bought it. Have I heard gorillas? I have heard gorillas, yeah. I got sunshine in my bag, da 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 da. I'm new land, and not for long, my future is coming on, it's coming on. They did some stuff with Little Sims. They did some stuff with Little Sims. I think they toured together. Oh, this looks more like clay. Yours looks fine. Okay, cool. my saw looks fine. Sorry, yours looks like clay though, so that sucks. More money than sense, to be honest. You know what? I don't know. You know, I mean, that could be a good purchase for Elon Musk. I mean, it depends on what he does with it, of course, and what changes he makes, if any. I know he's talked a lot about allowing a place for like full freedom of speech, which could be both a good thing and a bad thing. You know, depending on what he's trying to do with it. So I don't know. I mean, Elon Musk is a interesting character. I don't think he's an idiot. like that. He's definitely kind of eccentric, it seems, but I don't think he's stupid. So whatever he plans on doing with this, I'm sure he has a plan. Whether it's a good plan, of course, waits to be seen, or whether the plan works, I should say, waits to be seen. But yeah, I don't think this guy's an idiot. I think he's got something in mind that he's trying to do, and it's just whether or not that works. You know, and if it doesn't work, he's 44 billion down. The dude's not missing that 44 billion. You know what I mean? So if whatever he plans with Twitter doesn't work, he's not broke. You know what I'm saying? It's not like his family's future is riding on this. He's okay. He's okay. Yo, what up, Triple XL Music? I'm doing okay. I've been ill. I don't know if you saw my post, but yeah, I've been ill over the last week and a bit. I'm still a little bit ill now, to be honest, actually, but definitely feeling a whole lot better. It's mainly just my throat, I think, that's left. A little bit of a cough, and I got like this weird feeling in the back of my throat, or the top of my throat, or I don't know what it's called, but this bit here on your throat, you know, kind of like that weird feeling, you know, when you're swallowing stuff. And I don't know if that's what's affecting my voice, but yeah, I sound a little bit not quite normal right now. But I can't do the high pitch noises, so I can't do this. I can't do that. That Michael Jackson he, I can't do that. It just doesn't come out. So I can talk and sound almost normal, I think, to my ears. That sounds kind of almost normal. Maybe a little bit crackly here and there, but yeah, I just can't do any kind of high pitch noises. I can't do that. Or what's the other one? Ric Flair, where he goes, whoa, I can't do that. Whoa, I can't do that. So yeah, I've got to be careful with my voice. I could talk, I guess, but it's just not. I have to be careful. I'm not straining too much. I support freedom of speech, even if I don't like what's said. Censorship is bad for everyone. I agree with that. But the thing is that if he has a platform that is as free for anybody, right? What may happen, what can and has kind of happened with these sorts of cases, is when it gets to a point where, like, it's fine when people are saying the right things. Like, let's say you have a fat platform, anybody can say what they want, but everybody is saying the right things. If it stays like that, he's gonna have no problems. But when people start saying the wrong things, right, and his platform allows that because it's freedom of speech, and that becomes just throughout this whole Twitter sphere, people saying lots of the wrong things, what may happen is that advertisers might decide they don't want to advertise on that platform anymore. Because similar sorts of thing with YouTube, when they had the adpocalypse, where a bunch of advertisers just were like, nah, we don't want to be associated with that. And a similar sort of thing could happen with Twitter. If it gets too overrun by people saying the wrong things, then you may find that advertisers don't want to spend their money to advertise their services or products or whatever. Or at least not many would want to do that on Twitter, just because they don't want to be associated with what's being posted there. And that's very much their right to do so. So again, if Elon Musk doesn't care about the money, then that's not a problem. If he doesn't care about whether he can get the big bucks, it's not a problem. But if he does, then yeah, it may just be the YouTube route where things start getting not so much censored, but let's say certain types of opinions don't get shared as much, or when you hit that share button, not as many people see it. You know, kind of like what Facebook do with certain posts, where you post something and very few people actually see it. So I don't know. I mean, like I say, I'm all for freedom of speech. Like I say, even if people are saying saying the wrong thing, saying things you don't agree with or don't like or think is absolutely disgusting and, you know, offensive and just flat out horrible things to say, they have the right to say it, you know. And just as they have the right to say it, I have the right to completely ignore it. That's how I look at it. I don't have to engage with it. I don't have to like it. I don't have to respond to it. I don't have to see it. I could just avoid it altogether and we're all good. Yo, what up, Brax? So that's how I look at it. But yeah, if you're an advertiser and you're trying to advertise, I don't know, your latest, I don't know, Mary Sue takes Manhattan. I don't know. I'm trying to think of something family friendly. Mary Sue takes Manhattan probably wasn't that family friendly, to be honest with you. But if you're trying to advertise some family friendly thing, you probably don't want that shown up next to a tweet that's, you know, calling somebody an ape head monkey. You know what I mean? Something like that. You probably don't want that. So you kind of think, you know what? Unless you can have full control of where exactly your adverts get posted next to, which I guess is something they can look into as well, how to give advertisers more control of where their adverts show up. That's another possibility. But unless you could do something like that, then they might just be like, nah, just allow it. Just let's not advertise there anyway until the site cleans up, like what happened with YouTube a few years back. And until the site cleans itself up, they're just gonna pull their advertising money. And YouTube had to be like, oh well, we're gonna have to clean up. And that's why a lot of changes were made on YouTube as to what gets monetized, how you get monetized, all of that stuff. So freedom is great, but freedom isn't free. You know, freedom is not free. And who knows, maybe Elon Musk might find that out the hard way, but we'll see. We'll see. But you also need a limit or it will come to chaos. Well, that's the thing. If you're going to have complete freedom, then you can't limit it. Otherwise, it's not freedom. You know, it's freedom with their exceptions. And then, because then it becomes a case of, well, how do you decide what gets limited? How do you decide what's too much? You either allow it all, or you just be clear from the beginning that this is not a platform for free speech. Because Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, all of the social media giants, they're not platforms for free speech, not really. They kind of masquerade themselves as that for a little bit, but the truth is they're not, and they never have been. There've always been limits on what you can do, what you can post. You know, YouTube is pretty open in its approach. Where it becomes closed is when they decide what gets monetized or not. So you can post almost anything on YouTube, right? But it's just not everything's going to get monetized. And the things that get monetized, they kind of have to fit into a certain, you know, well, not a certain category, but they have to fit within, say, certain guidelines. But outside of that, yeah, you can pretty much post whatever you want. Like, you can find porn on YouTube. You know what I mean? It's not that difficult. I'm not suggesting you go look for it. let me not corrupt the youth right now. I'm just saying there's so many things you can find on YouTube. They're just not all going to be monetized. At least those are the official rules. I think we know that YouTube don't always follow their own rules, but officially that's how it is. You can pretty much post anything, but certain things will get monetized. Twitter, on the other hand, you could easily find porn on Twitter, actually, come to think of it. You know what? Honestly, I'm not sure much is going to have to change with Elon Musk taking over. Because Twitter is already pretty open now that I'm thinking about it. You can... I mean, there's things where it's like they get... what do you call it? They have an age thing on it where you have to... you know, say that you want to see certain things before they show up, but you can pretty much post anything on Twitter. So I don't know, maybe not much changes with Elon Musk now that I'm thinking about it. It's just a big hoo-ha over nothing. Like, you can, I mean, if you can like post all kinds of nasty porn on there now, then I'm just saying, like, maybe not much changes. But saying the wrong thing these days means you differ from the popular opinion. The popular opinion isn't always the right way. Indeed. Indeed. El mundo cada vez se pone más loco. I know loco means crazy. That's about all I got from that. I'm sorry. I know loco means crazy. Are you loco, ese? It's complicated.
He's on Twitter as ex-producer John Cunningham. I was talking about the remix, if that Juice did. So X's team wants to release, but unfortunately Juice doesn't. Juice's team doesn't want to release. What's your thoughts? I mean, I get that. I'm Chilean. Big up to Chilean. Big up to the Chilean crew. We got some villages over in Chilean. In Chile. I'm sorry. I'm going to blame every mistake I make on the fact that I'm a little bit ill. Every mistake I make, if I say something wrong, it's because I'm coming over an illness. That's my excuse for everything right now. What do I think of that? I mean, yeah, I understand sometimes people don't want certain things released for various reasons. I mean, it's a shame for the fans because, of course, as a fan, you want to hear everything your favorite artist had to make. There's an artist. Was an artist. He passed away, I think, nearly 20 years ago now. Actually, about 15 years ago. But Dimebag Darrell, who's a guitarist for the legendary Pantera, he recorded a load of guitar riffs before he died. Well, after that, before he died, he wouldn't do it afterwards, right? But he recorded a whole bunch of guitar riffs that were never released. And his brother was saying that he would release them, but he's just waiting for the right time, A few years back, his brother died. And so, yeah, those guitar riffs that he recorded at this point most likely will never get released. And it's a shame in the sense that, yeah, as a fan, you want to hear it, even though they're probably not well recorded, probably sound like garbage and whatever. They're not going to be like fully produced beats or anything. They're just like guitar riffs that you recorded. But as a fan, you still want to hear that, right? But yeah, so it's a shame when these things don't get released. But at the same time, I think if they're deciding for themselves that, you know what, this is not something we want to do, or we don't want to add this to their legacy, then I get it. Aaliyah's catalog, about Aaliyah, she died in like 2001, and her last 2 albums were only recently released on streaming platforms. Like, you can buy them on CD or DVD or whatever, but they were only recently released, I think, last year on streaming platforms. And it's because the person who was in charge of her music was like, no, he doesn't want to do it. And he never really gave the reason why that he didn't want to do it, but he just never wanted to do it. So, like, it's only recently they came through, and it's like, cool. But it could have been a similar sort of, and then, it's not quite the same, because it's not like they weren't released. They just weren't released in a format that people listen to music now. So, yeah, I get it. It's just, it sucks for the fans, but at the same time, depending on what the reasons are, if they're not very well recorded, or maybe there was something on there that Juice wasn't really happy about in the way it was recorded, and maybe he planned on re-recording it and he just didn't want that version, you know what I mean, things like that. And maybe there's something about it that Juice himself was not too happy about, and as such, there is camps like, you know what, let's just not release it, because if Juice didn't want to put that out for his fans, then yeah, I get it. It sucks, but I get it. Even hate speech shouldn't be suppressed, of course. If you're inciting violence, it's different. But it's important for people to have a voice. It's up to us what we do with what has been said. Indeed, 100. I think when it comes to hate speech, it's like don't necessarily ban it. I mean, of course, as an individual, you decide what you listen to and what you don't listen to. But I say don't necessarily ban it. That being said, understand what it is, and certainly if it is about, if it ever sort of moves into the realms of encouraging people to be violent towards other people for any reason, then yeah, then it's like, okay, let's get the police involved now. let's call the boys in blue. Good point. It's all good, Ives. Especially since it's X and Juice, because X's mom gave permission to Juice to be able to do the remix with X. But maybe they'll change their mind at some point. It could be one of these things where they just don't want to do it now. You know, I mean, G started what, 2-3 years ago? Yeah, a few years ago. Maybe a year? No, yeah, about a year ago. Yeah, maybe coming up to 2 years, I think. But anyway, it was in the last maybe couple of years. So maybe it's just something that I just don't want to do now, and maybe not until it's been a good while that they might be like, all right, let's release it. 2019. Okay, so about 3 years ago. Almost 3 years ago. So I think it was late 2019, wasn't it? So yeah, maybe it's one of these things where they just want more time to pass before they look at about releasing music. I mean, there's something to be said about releasing stuff right when a person dies. It can be a bit tacky, you know, and they've already released like an album posthumously, so they may just want to wait a while before they release anything else, you know. The whole thing with Joe Rogan and Whoopi Goldberg, then Sonny Hostin was saying free speech, or parts of having free speech needs to be regulated. Sonny Hostin, you know, Sonny Hostin is an interesting person in that I like Sonny Hostin because she's cute. That's pretty much it. I mean, I mean, to be fair, I probably don't listen to a lot of what she says just because I'm not always watching The View. But when I have watched The View, I mean, I think she used to be a lawyer or something like that, or some kind of legal something. So I don't think she's an idiot or nothing like that. I wouldn't, you know, I don't. But yeah, she's definitely at least said a few things where it's kind of been like, yeah, you have to give it a side eye, like. But then I suppose I understand as well, like, depending on where you're coming from, because as it is right now on things like Twitter and all the rest of it, free speech it's not really free speech, so it is regulated. And I guess to some extent, depending on what she means by regulation, like if you're talking about understanding that people can say some truly horrible things, and it's not so much that you're not allowed to say it, but at the same time, you know, if you're going to talk shit, there's going to be consequences. You know what I mean? So I don't know if maybe regulation isn't quite the word I would use, but I think I could understand it in a context of, you know, just because you're allowed to say something, don't mean you won't catch a smack in the mouth. You know what I mean? Like, there's going to be an understanding that just because you can do it doesn't mean you should do it. And if you are going to say some things that are just truly horrible and truly offensive, and it's like, okay, you're allowed to, but don't think that means everybody must like it, you know, because they don't have to. And some people, and by its definition, if you're going to say things that are offensive, somebody's going to be offended by it. And but when I say offensive, by the way, I know that kind of has like it's kind of a dirty word right now, because I don't mean like, oh, I don't like somebody has a different opinion from me, I'm so offended. I don't mean that. I mean actually attacking somebody, like actually like being insulting and saying things with the intent of hurting people. I mean that kind of actually being offensive. If you're saying things like that, then yeah, you are likely to offend somebody, and if you offend somebody, they then may not respond in a kind way. So yeah, maybe regulation isn't the right word to use, or maybe not the way I describe it, but yeah. Because regulation kind of feels more like, you know, laws in place. We're going to have rules and laws in place about what can and cannot be said. I don't think it should be like that. And maybe that's what she meant. Maybe it's not. You know, I don't know. I don't want to speak for her because, you know, she's cute and she might see this one day. If Sonia Hosses ever sees my live stream, I want her to know that I think she's cute. But yeah, I mean, I think I do understand at least that, at least in my mind, although I wouldn't say regulation, I think in my mind it'd be more like, look, you can say it, but understand, you know, these fists might fly when you say it. You know what I'm saying? Somebody might start swinging when you say it. And just as long as we're clear on that, you can say it, but it may not end well. December 2019. Okay, so yeah, so late 2019. So it'll be 3 years this December. Another thing it is, remember the collab for Juice and X that their labels are doing. Well, on my birthday, the original version of that leaked. They're talking about how the normal one is coming with the dark. Okay, cool. So you got like a sneak birthday present, kinda. Consequences come hand in hand with free speech. You're allowed to say whatever you want. Backlash is also part of it. Yep. And I think that's where a lot of people get mixed up. A lot of people get messed up with it, is because they look at free speech as, oh, I can say anything I want. But they don't necessarily understand that saying anything you want doesn't mean that there are no consequences to that, because it depends on what you say or who you're saying it to and various things. And yeah, there are definitely like people who take things too far in the sense of like the whole thing with like Will Smith and Jada, Chris Rock rather, getting hit, slapped over a joke, things like that. There's definitely going too far for a joke. Come on, something that is very clearly a joke. We don't need to resort to violence. But what I mean is, I don't mean stuff like that. I mean, yeah, if there needs to be like an understanding of balance and say equivalency. But yeah, if you are saying hurtful, horrible things about a person or a group of people or whatever it may be, it may not go so well. And I think sometimes people think like they can say it and they're not necessarily. Here's the thing. I get the feeling that some people just, they talk, and perhaps they're so used to either everybody agreeing with them or people either just not saying anything, that they feel like they can just literally say anything they want and nothing's ever going to happen. So when you do kind of respond and say, hey, that's actually messed up, they kind of like so taken aback that you actually responded, and they start getting offended that you responded to them, when it's like, bro, like, listen, you're saying some horrible things right now. Somebody had to say something. Hands are exchanged, so you'll catch some hands right back. You're gonna catch these hands. F around and find out, as the kids are saying these days. Let me show you guys something actually. As I'm going through my photos, I'm trying to sort out. Well, I haven't fully sorted them out, but yeah, I'm trying to have all my photos in a nice, neat place. So let me show you guys this. I'm gonna turn this stream real quick into Haze's holiday snaps. But these are some photos that I took from when I went to Toronto. This is back in 2007. So, wow. What is that, 15 years ago? That's crazy. But yeah, I went to Toronto in 2007. And here's some of the photos I took. Well, pretty much all the photos I took, really. But I had a good time out in Toronto. I really did. I'd like to go again. Actually, when did these start? How many photos? Oh, I think it's where they start. Yeah, it's cool where they start. Cause this is the plane. So I took some photos from the plane, and these, I guess, it's from the train station. You get to another country, you've never been there before, you start taking a picture of everything and everything. It's like, yeah, that's what I was doing pretty much in the beginning. Took a picture of a police station. And Dundas Street West. I don't know why I took a picture of a police station. I think I took a picture of some policemen as well. I'm pretty sure there's a picture of a policeman. This is a hotel I was staying in. They got a Hard Rock Cafe out there. Took a picture of John Cena. Oh, here's a police car. Toronto Police, to serve and protect.
themselves.
I laughed the other day because someone was being rude to me on Facebook. He was getting pissed because I wasn't getting offended. I'm like, you're just some stranger on FB. Like, you could offend me.
Yeah, people are dumb. Why aren't you upset that I'm trying to make you upset? Because you're an idiot and I can see what you're doing. And I choose to not be upset by this.
Speaking of the dock, they changed release dates for it because they thought it be too long for waiting. Changed from June 10th to May 26th. Okay, so that's next month.
I took a picture of a taxi cab when I was in Toronto. Who would have thought that years later I'll be driving a cab myself? That must have been like oh, there's an ambulance. So what did I do? I got an ambulance, I got a cab, I got a bus, and I got a police car. Did I get a fire engine? I'm not sure I took a picture of a fire engine. Oh, I did get a fire engine. There you go. I got a fire engine as well. So I think I got all the main services in Toronto. And of course a Coca-Cola truck, because, you know, why not? I think I took some more interesting photos than just cars though. They got Chinatown out there because, you know, Chinatown everywhere. Toronto Women's Bookstore. I went to this place. I bought a book from there, which I still have. Where's that book that I bought? Okay, maybe I don't. But I'm sure I still have it somewhere. Don't tell me I lost the book. But I bought a book from there. Damn, I think I might have lost the book. I can't see it. Oh man, I have to look properly. Hopefully I just haven't misplaced. I probably just misplaced it or something. But yeah, I bought a book from there. Hopefully I still got it. You even called me a snowflake. I can't take that seriously. So wait, you wasn't getting upset. He's upset that you're not getting upset. And he's calling you a snowflake. This guy's lost it. As for the episode at the Oscars, if that was me, they would have had to go to commercial break, and Will is in India. He was over in Dubai. What did Dubai in Dubai? They got an Elephant and Castle out in Toronto. That might mean nothing to nobody, but there's an Elephant and Castle in London, so that caught my eye. I took a picture of somebody's dog as well. I ain't never seen a dog like that before. And in fact, I ain't never seen a black squirrel before, but that's the first time I ever saw a black squirrel. Oh, so let me tell you about this. So I was in this bar type, dance club type thing, right? And I'm just there. I'm just like having a good time and all that. And you know, there's some girls there. And by the way, bear in mind, this is 2007. I was 15 years younger. So, you know, this is me 15 years ago. Anyway, so I'm there. I'm having a good time, you know. And there's some girls there, right? So, and I'm like, you know, talking to them and dance with them and all that kind of stuff. And they seem pretty friendly, like, you know, friendly. But this guy was just there. He was just there. And I don't know what his deal was, but he was just kind of there.
And at one time I'm thinking, is that her boyfriend or husband? I don't know. Because she's like, with me, we're getting real close, you know what I mean? And he's just kind of there. So like, it kind of felt a bit weird for me. Like, I'm not sure what's going on. But anyway, outside, I'm trying to get a picture of this girl. Just this girl, mind you. I'm trying to get a picture of this girl. Ask someone to take the picture. And as he's taking the picture, this guy, he's just there. Like, you know, it's like I've got my arm on her shoulder, my hand on her shoulder. She's kind of leaning towards me. And this guy's just standing there. So like, and then when they left, when they left, they did leave together. So afterwards, I was kind of thinking like, what's this? What is this? Like, what is happening here? Because I'm not sure what's going on. You know, I'm not sure what's going on. Like, I don't want to make too many assumptions, but I do have my theories of what might have been the case. But yeah, it was just a weird thing. Like, I'm trying to like step to this girl, and she seems into it, and this guy's just there. He's just there. Yeah, but even a screen for standby would have popped up for commercial break had it been me. I'd have just, yeah, I feel like most people probably would have hit him back. Not to say that's the right move to do, but I feel like a lot of people would have hit him back. And it would have got real bad real quick. Chris Rock, I think he did the right thing. But yeah, a lot of people would have hit him back. By the way, I don't know if you know this, but they got friends out in Canada. That might surprise some people. Some street art. That's pretty cool. And hooker boots, because you can actually walk down the street in Canada and just see on your regular high road, see a shop selling hooker boots. At least you could. I don't know if it's like that anymore. It might be different now. But normally you wouldn't get these boots on your regular high streets. Like shops like this, shops that sell boots like this wouldn't be on the high street. I mean, they'd be like maybe off the high street, maybe around the corner somewhere. But you generally wouldn't see them on the main high street. In Canada or in Toronto, at least when I went, yeah, right there. Just on the regular high street. No alleyways and nothing, just right there. I should have bought some shoes, but oh well. These ones in black though, these look, I think I could wear those. I think I could rock those. I might see if I can get a pair of those. See if they're doing my size. Tim Hortons. If you ever go to Toronto, check out Tim Hortons. There's actually Tim Hortons in London. I saw it the other day. I was so surprised. But yeah, Tim Hortons, Canada's finest. Oh, here's a policeman I took pictures with. Also on April 15th, Rob Banks released a remix to an extract and also featured Ski Mask. Okay, Ski Mask don't interest me too much, to be honest. I mean each to their own, but it is what I've heard of it is it's not for me. Let me just put it that way. It's not for me. And then again, that would be my first thought. Still, you have to go for the money, play it professionally. Yeah, indeed. That'd be the smart move to do. But yeah, we don't always act in a smart way when we're in those situations. So these pictures are from a nightclub, which apparently is a pretty big nightclub in Canada. It's called Government, in Toronto rather. This is from the Government's nightclub. And yeah, apparently I got there early. I got there early. Nobody there when I got there. I was like, alright, okay. But it filled out. They had a camera crew there, or a camera guy there. He was going around, he was filming people. I guess for some promotional thing. I assume anyway for a promotional thing. You know, they put on their website, whatever. But anyway, he started filming this one girl, right? And he was filming her for a while. Like, just standing in front of her. Like, he was like moving around, filming everybody. But then he stops in front of this one girl, started filming her for a while. For a good while. Reason being is this particular lady had a wardrobe malfunction, and her titties popped out, and I don't think she noticed. Because she was just carry on dancing, doing her thing into the music. She just carried on and on and on and on, and it's like her titty popped out. Her titty popped out, and this dude was just filming it, and it's like, do I say something? Do I leave it alone? It's a bit difficult to approach somebody when their titties out. You know what I mean? Like, but you know, I did try to say something to her. Like afterwards, I tried to like say, "Hey, look, you might want to." That's what I was trying to say to her, at least, is that you might want to, check the guy with the camera, because yeah. But I just never really got the chance, because I was trying to say it to her, but she was walking away real quick. So I don't know if she saw me and thought I was a creep. Possibly. Can't lie. Sometimes I might look a little creepy, but I never got to tell her that. All the while, this dude has got some video somewhere of her titty popped out on a nightclub dance floor, and I'm pretty sure whatever promotional video he was trying to shoot, that bit did not make it to the video. That went to his personal collection. That's my guess, but hey, I'm just assuming. Just like Jada, Fake It Smith, Amber Heard, for them streets. I heard Jada's gonna do a Red Table Talk discussing the whole incident, which, I mean, I guess is inevitable. Like, at some point you would have to discuss it. That's kind of what the whole show's about. But I don't know, man. I mean, it feels unnecessary. At least unnecessary right now. Maybe next year or 2 years from now or something, when it kind of dies down and calm down. Maybe then, yeah, you might want to say your piece and how you felt. But I feel like doing it anytime. I mean, we'll see when it is, if she does it. But if it's anytime within like the first few months, it just feels like, nah. Like, anytime while that story is still fresh or still like a hot topic, then nah. Like, wait till it's like fully died all the way down, where it's just not in the public consciousness anymore. Then maybe then start saying, okay, this is how I felt. But while it's still hot, it just feels like, I mean, I get it. It's like you say, follow the money, it's business. But still, I probably wouldn't have said anything and just enjoyed the view. Well. Brax Amber Heard belongs in jail. Amber, yeah, she's but apparently she's like faking stories, faking tears. This lady, I met out there. She's a sweet lady. So back when I went to Toronto, and the rules have probably changed. I think the rules have changed since then. But back when I went there, prostitution was legal, and I didn't know that when I went. It's something I found out when I got there. But yeah, prostitution was legal there. So I'd come back probably from this nightclub, I'm sure. But I'd come back to my hotel and there'd be like lines of prostitutes just on that road, just like waiting for dudes and offering their services. And that was a pretty big shock to me, just seeing that. I mean, we have prostitutes in London, but they're usually not just out on parades like that. So yeah, that was a pretty big shock to me, seeing that sort of thing. But yeah, this lady I spoke with and talked to her a little bit and took this awkward picture. I think I mean, I look awkward. She looks fine, but I think I probably should have smiled or something. But yeah, it's late. I was probably too tired. But anyway, she's a nice lady. Just so you know, Haze, before I had faithful subs, now I have over 200. Oh, nice one. Prostitution is legal at or after midnight in Vegas. I was told last year. How much for a trip to Vegas? I think I heard that about Vegas, actually. I mean, not that specifically about the timing, but I think I heard something about Vegas about, because I know they have whorehouses out there. But I'm pretty sure I couldn't afford a prostitute in Vegas. Like, my guess is that they're very, very expensive over there. Like, they They ain't no $2 whores out there. They're looking for those big winners. You know what I mean? Those big casino winners. That guy who won big on the slot machine. They're looking for that guy. The guy who won massive on the poker table. They're looking for that guy. You know what I mean? They ain't looking for some broke dude who's like, well, I could give you a $5. what do I get for $3.50? Like they ain't looking for that dude. This guy here actually met out there on the street. We're just like walking. It was him and another guy. They're just walking, and I was behind them, and they were kind of walking ahead of me. Or maybe they're behind me, I can't remember. But they were all walking the same direction, and somebody said something, and for whatever reason, I don't even know why. But this is back in 2007. It was 15 years ago. I was 15 years younger. I guess I was a different person back then. Maybe a bit more wilder back then. Because for whatever reason, I just felt like it was a good idea to have a conversation with these guys I literally just met on the street. And I ended up hanging out with them. By the way, when I went to Canada, I went on my own. So I wasn't traveling with like a group that I had to worry about. I actually went on my own. So yeah, I just met these group of people just out there. And, you know, went to their hotel. We're just kind of hanging out there, talking a little bit. Then we went out to this club. And they had some friends there that we met with. Like this girl. Got a picture of her. And this girl here. She was really nice. Let me not say. But yeah, we, put it this way. I feel like when I think back on this one, I realize that I feel like there was an opportunity that was missed, but oh well. I had a good time anyway, and she was sweet. And then I met these girls outside. First most popular vid I have is 11,000. Second is 7,000. Are you doing all right, innit? Doing all right, innit? Yeah, motorcycle gang, you know. It's Niagara Falls. Oh, yeah, here's Niagara Falls. So I saw Niagara Falls. That's pretty cool. And then some of the pictures kind of came a bit messy. I got a tattoo when I was out there. So that was when it was still fresh. And that's a guy who did it. Yeah, the thing about this tattoo though, I mean, this is like this is more the idea that I had in mind when I wanted the tattoo done. Like this is kind of like the idea that I had in mind that's drawn here. And although it kind of came like that, I don't know, man. It never really healed properly. At least not the way that I had in my mind. So, I don't know. Maybe one day I'll get it redone, or maybe I won't bother. I don't know. But yeah, this is more like what I had in my mind with the tattoo, and it just didn't quite come out like that. You know? But oh well. It is what it is. Why is it called Niagara Falls when it still stands? You know, Niagara Falls is amazing, actually. Like, when you see it, it is really amazing sight. I think they call it one of the 7 wonders of the world or something like that. The 8th wonders of the world, one of those. But yeah, it's amazing. If you ever get opportunity to see Niagara Falls, definitely take it. It is an amazing sight. But yeah, like, some of the pictures don't come too well, but when you see it like this, it don't really do it justice. But when you see it, like with your own eyes, it's amazing. It really is. How does that tat look now? I mean, I guess it's okay. It's just more that it didn't really hit the way it healed, and the way it kind of healed just wasn't like what I had in mind. That's really what it is. So it's not bad, you know. I don't hate it. It's just like, you know, when you have something in your mind and then
the final product doesn't quite match what was in your mind. That's kind of what it is for me. Is that it just wasn't quite how I envisioned it. You know, but hey, it's up here, and I will. It's mostly covered. Hardly anybody sees it, so no biggie. You know what you did with Twitter? Well, good for him. Then I'm planning on getting a couple of tassels also. Nice. What you plan on getting, man? What you plan on getting? Just get it redone one day when you have the time. Yeah, I thought about doing that. I mean, I don't know if I ever will. I mean, it's been 15 years, so it's kind of like, I guess the truth is that as much as it kind of bummed me out that it didn't quite heal the way I wanted, I'm maybe not that bothered about it when it comes to getting it redone. Because I think if it really bothered me, I probably would have had it redone already. But the fact that it's been so long and I still haven't done it, maybe the truth is that it just doesn't bother me that much. And to be honest, I don't really think about it a whole lot. Probably because it is up here and I tend to wear sleeves anyway, and so it's not like I'm seeing it all the time, you know? So maybe that's part of the reason why it doesn't bother me as much, because, you know, it's just like, I'm not looking at it all the time. If it was something like, I don't know, on my hand where you see it all, then it might be a bit different. But up here, yeah, it could have been, yeah. Just maybe the ink interacts with your skin or whatever the science behind ink and skin is. It could be something like that. This bit's not in Toronto, by the way. This is like when I got back from Toronto and I went out. I remember I actually went out with a friend like pretty much the day after the day I got back. Like, I think I got back in the morning and I was out again in the evening and we went to this place. Probably not a good idea because I remember I was mad tired. This place though, if you ever go to Canada, that's a cool place as well. But let me show you this is New York. So this is 2010. So this is 12 years ago now. Damn. I need to go on holiday more because I don't travel abroad as much as I really should be. This bit down here is at a work party that I used to work at. Yeah, thinking about getting a tribal tat. Okay, cool. Something Asian. Make sure you know what it says. Just saying. Make sure you know what it says. Because man would tell you it means, you know, the Lion King. It turns out it means like, I don't know, I like monkey penis or something. Make sure you know what it says. Haze, do you like watching Gordon Ramsay? Not particularly. I don't watch his show. I don't really have much interest in that type of show, to be honest. It just feels like bullying, you know, like, I mean, I get it, people like the entertainment value and I understand that, but yeah, it just feels unnecessary. You know, it just feels so unnecessary the way you just like have this show that's become popular because this guy berates his staff, and maybe they're okay with that. Hopefully they are. I hope that they are. But for me to watch it, nah, it just doesn't sit well with me watching somebody get shouted at and cussed out. And yeah, granted, he does come up with some funny insults, can't lie. I did chuckle a few times, but it's just like, nah, I don't want to see that. I don't. It's Nintendo World in New York. And this is me taking a picture with this Game Boy out here was in Iraq. Was it Iraq? But yeah, the person who had it got bombed and the Game Boy actually survived. And this is me taking a picture with that Game Boy. And as you can tell, I am beardless, but I have hair. So in the last 12 years, the hair that was up here moved to down here. Oh snap, you can't even see it. What am I doing? So yeah, this is the Game Boy, my bad.
Didn't realize was off. But it's the Game Boy. It got bombed and it survived the bombing. The case melted, but it survived it. It still works. Well, at least it was working back then. But yeah, this is me when I had no beard and hair. So all the hair from up here came down here. Kind of swap places. I start watching Buffy sometime. Yeah, man, definitely. I still need to get back. I want to get back to my reactions. Hopefully, I can get back to doing reactions soon. Actually, because I feel like my voice is up for it. But I want to give it just maybe just a few more days. Maybe Tuesday, Wednesdays. See how I'm feeling, and then hopefully I can get back to doing those reactions. Because I was so close to the end of Buffy season 2. So close, man. So close. But yeah, had to stop to take care of myself. Yeah, do the homework before getting one in another language, and yeah, and as I would, the most agonizing part of getting a tat is at the bone. It can be, yeah. I mean, it really just depends. Like any place where the bone is really close to the skin could be a bit awkward. But at least in my experience, it's you'd feel the pain, but it's not like you're gonna be screaming out loud. I mean, it might depend on how sensitive your skin is, of course, but it's uncomfortable, but it's not so uncomfortable that, you know, you just end up jumping out your seat or anything like that. I think once you could brace yourself for it, it's not so bad. Some of artists don't like doing tats on darker skin, because the ink they use doesn't take as well. But this was a Cap Von D who said it, so who knows? No, that's true, actually. That is true. Darker skin tones and especially certain types of ink and certain colors don't show so well on darker skin. You'd hope the tattooist would know that, right? When you go there, you'd hope they'd know something like that, because you go to a tattoo shop, you don't know what their expertise is. You know, you don't know what their experience is. I mean, you can look at their designs and things like that, but you generally don't know, right? So you'd hope that they'll know what they're capable of doing and what they can't do, or at least give you some kind of warning that they haven't tried certain things before, so you might want to reconsider going someone else. But not all tattoo artists are that think like that. But yeah, that is true. Some types of ink or some colors and things like that don't go so well with darker skin. That is true. So yeah, if you're looking for a tattoo artist, and you are a darker skinned person, one of the questions you should ask is, do you or can you tattoo darker skin? Is this something that you've done before? And yeah, if they're like, yeah, cool, we know what to do, awesome, they got experience, they can show you some stuff, cool. If not, then yeah, maybe look somewhere else. And we'll say it's been some other issues. You might have no place to live in, especially if you believe in gun rights. As far as I know, and maybe I'm wrong on this, you can correct me, of course, if I'm wrong. But isn't, because New York City is a major city, isn't the gun laws different there? Like, you can't just have a gun in New York. You know, at least that's how I've understood it. I mean, maybe I'm wrong, but I know that you can generally buy guns in the United States, but in major cities like New York, like in the city itself, like maybe in New York State it's a bit different, but in New York itself, like New York City itself, isn't it that you can't just buy a gun? Like it's isn't it? Or am I wrong on that? I don't know. Yeah, there's some Nintendo stuff from the museum. Oh, this might be a better picture of the Game Boy, actually. Well, maybe not. But yeah, you can see that how it's melted the case. They will probably be scared to say no these days. That could be, actually. Hey, can you tattoo darker skin? Yeah.
he might cancel me if I say no. But yeah, similar thing with like makeup as well. Like I know a few people who say actors, they've had that kind of issue when it comes to makeup when they go to sets, because a lot of makeup artists and the makeup they carry tends to cater more to fairer skinned people. So when they turn up with darker skin tones, like the makeup artist is usually a little bit unprepared. And I've heard of people having to saying that they've had to bring their own makeup and do it themselves because like the person there, you know, wasn't catering to, just didn't have the right makeups and things like that for darker skin. So it's like, nah, let me just do it myself. So yeah, it's a thing, man. It's a thing. This is the New York Public Library. For bonus points, who can tell me which classic movie had a scene filmed in the New York Public Library? Here's some shots of the inside of the New York Public Library to give you a clue. But there is a very famous film from the 80s. Yep, 80s, mid 80s, that had a scene shot in New York Public Library. And let me say this from now, it's actually a trick question, but I will accept the answer. If you know it, I'll accept it, but it's kind of a trick question, and I'll explain why it's a trick question if you get it right.
Yeah, the gun laws there are basically anti-gun. The restrictions are to turn away people from buying one. There's been a case to fight against it. Blue states are nowhere to live.
I mean, wouldn't that make sense though for major cities though to have stricter gun laws? I mean, New York has what, 10 million people? What's the population in New York? It's a big population, isn't it? And it's about the same sort of size geographically as London, I think. Maybe a bit bigger. $8.4 million people. Okay, so yeah, there's a lot of people there. So yeah, I don't know. It feels like you'd want stricter gun laws in a place where you have a lot more people.
From NYC, Cali to Philly, and Chi-Town. Not all makeup looks good on light skin either. If they say it does, they're lying.
Yeah, some makeup artists are just dumb. How's somebody a makeup artist and they can't do makeup? I swear some people just probably just turn up. They buy like a makeup kit online or something and just turn up. Oh yeah, I'm a makeup artist. They have no idea what they're doing. I might do it myself actually, just buy a makeup set and just turn up on film sets like, yeah, I'm a makeup artist. Bit of paint there, bit of eyeliner, bit of blush, good to go. Jobs are good and
it's nothing ever good because the so-called gun laws for the citizens, not the criminals. That's why the crime rate there is so damn high. The criminals will always have their weapons.
Well, that's true. That's true. Yeah. The crime wave is high. The monkey is mysterious. So they got Starbucks out in New York, in case anybody's wondering. That's a big surprise to me, but yeah, they got Starbucks out there as well. It's crazy. These pictures at the New Yorican Poetry Cafe. Oh, here it is as well. The New Yorican Poets Cafe. Real cool spot. Real cool spot. I liked it there. I performed there myself, actually. I performed on stage at the New Yorican Poets Cafe. That might not mean much to a lot of people, but if you're a poet, you've probably heard of this spot. Because it's a pretty famous spot in the poetry world. And yeah, I have performed poetry at the New Yorican Poets Cafe in New York. that's something that I can say that I've done, which is not something that a lot of people can say that they've done. So yeah, I've got that. I don't want to pat myself on the back. It just kind of felt like it just felt appropriate. It just felt appropriate. Okay, so here's another clue to the film that I'm referring to. Does this look familiar to you? So which film had a scene, again, it's a trick question, but which film had a scene filmed at a New York Public Library? This picture is a clue. This picture is another clue. Granted, this picture didn't come out too well. The whole bottom came off, but surely this bit at the top, right? That's got to give it away. That's got to give it away, right? It also plays a big part when it comes to makeup. Brown eyes are the best for makeup because it's easy to pull off most looks. Oh, okay, I did not know that. I guess that's to do with how certain things kind of complement each other, I suppose, or something like that. Oh, this picture take care of terrible. Eesh. This was when they were still rebuilding the towers. And it had some murals. Nas. Batman. There was a Biggie Smalls one I saw as well. I'm not sure I got a picture of it. And there's a poster I saw. Need a divorce? New York's best divorce solution. Get your life back. Call now for free consultation. Anybody looking for a divorce in New York, call this guy. This lady's a friend of a friend, so I didn't know her, but somebody put me in contact with her, so we met there. And kind of hang out a little bit, so that's pretty cool. Cops. I need to take a picture of cops when I go on holiday. Why is that? Why do I take pictures of policemen when I go on holiday? Statue of Liberty. That's Lady Liberty right there. On Liberty Island. I can't remember what these was. I think it was at the I think these were the playing cards that Nintendo used to make. Oh, they got Pop-Tarts World of Pop-Tarts. I think we got one of these in the UK now, in London now, but I don't think it was there when. Don't think we had one when. Yeah, that. What's the movie? Because I'm brain dead. Anybody else gonna guess before I give out the answer? Oh, by the way, I saw this. Judgment Day, May 21st, 2011. Maybe this was true, and right now is what happens next. Maybe Judgment Day, May 21st, 2011 actually happened, and then this is all what happens next. Ghostbusters! There you go. There you go. Alan Evans. But yeah, Ghostbusters had a scene filmed at the New York Public Library. Like I said, it was a trick question, and I'm going to explain why it's a trick question. Because the film is set in New York. And in the film, they say it's the New York Public Library. But in actuality, that scene was filmed in the Los Angeles Public Library. So yeah, there you go. But yeah. The end of days was supposed to be 12/21/21. Oh wait, 21 December 21. Okay.
Yeah, we said it the other way around. I got confused for a second. You know, maybe that happened, and this is what happens next. Like people say, you know, is it heaven? Is it hell? Is it this? Is it that? Maybe this is what happens next. Maybe we're all dead, and this is what happens next. Just saying. How do we know? How would we know? But yeah, Ghostbusters. Al got it. That was the library in NYC. Ghostbusters. Yep. Oh, 12 months. Okay, cool. But yeah. Look at this police station. This is a real police station in New York. Looks like a diner. But it's an actual police station. It looks like somewhere you go to get breakfast. But this was a police station in New York. And this is Central Park. Oh yeah, I met Tony Rock. So you know Chris Rock's brother, Tony Rock. I saw him perform at in New York, and I got a picture of him as well, which is pretty cool. And I got a picture of this guy. I feel bad because I forgot his name, and he was so nice as well. He was a really cool dude. He actually took 2 pictures with him. He's a really cool dude. Really, and he's funny. But man, I forgot his name. I'm sorry, dude. I'm sorry. I want to say Wong. No. I don't want to miss it. I'm sorry, but yeah, he was very funny, and I was following him on Facebook for a while as well. But I don't really go on Facebook too much these days, so now I'm just kind of forgotten. But yeah, this dude, he was funny. He was a cool dude, nice guy. Spoke to him for a little bit. So yeah, I'm sorry that I forgot his name, but yeah. Elliot, I want to say Elliot Wong. No, let me see. Elliot Wong. Nah, it's not Elliot Wong. Let's see, comedian. I'm sure. I feel like it was Elliot something. I feel like it was Elliot something. Elliot Chang. Yes, this is him. I'm sure this is him. This is him. Elliot Chang. Elliot Chang. I'm sure that was him. Elliot Chang. Not Change. Chang. Elliot Change. That's a different Elliot. Yeah, this is it. This is the dude. Yeah, Elliot Chang. It was 1 L, not 2 L's, by the way. But yeah, this dude, really funny dude. So yeah, check him out. And yeah, real nice guy. I saw him perform comedy at the Gotham Comedy Club. Yeah, it was Gotham Comedy Club. And yeah, funny dude, man. Funny dude. Elliot Chang. We got there. You saw Chris Rock's brother live. That's what's up. Yeah, it was pretty cool. I mean, he performed. He wasn't actually supposed to be there. Like, it was supposed to be somebody else. And I think he just kind of turned up on the night and ended up doing like a spot. But yeah, I saw him perform, so it was really cool. And he was in that movie, End of Days. Yeah, he was. I remember that film. I actually like that movie. I think I was the only one. It was alright. I remember watching it in the cinema, and I remember quite enjoyed it. I remember thinking it was probably, at the time at least, Arnold Schwarzenegger's best action performance. I remember thinking that at the time when I watched it. And I think I had it on DVD at one time. I can't remember. Speaking of movies, I watched Independence Day Resurgence. It was good enough. Okay, that's a new one, wasn't it? What happened to Jet Li? What happened to Jet Li? Did something happen to Jet Li?
I don't know. Jet Li is not only an actor but also a martial artist. Like, I think we knew that though. Like, that's not exactly news. This is from a news. It's a news track. It's called. They reported it an hour ago. Jet Li is not only an actor but also a martial artist. Yeah, I think people knew that. Like, the dude does martial arts in just about every movie he's ever been in. I think we knew that. I think people knew he was a martial artist. You're not breaking. It's not like some breaking news here. Like, Jet Li is a martial artist? Well, I never. Come on, man. Whoever news track is, they're not reporting the news. I said that about his acting. He was actually good in it. And it was a very different movie for him. I appreciated it. Yeah. End of Days. You don't believe in God? I used to, but we had a disagreement. I felt my wife and daughter should live. He felt otherwise. 1999, yeah. There's a line in the film End of Days that is also used in another Gabriel Byrne film. And the line is, the greatest trick the devil ever pulled was to convince the world he didn't exist. That line is used in End of Days. It's also used in The Usual Suspects, and both films have Gabriel Byrne. Yeah, and Robin Tunney. Remember, Robin Tunney was pretty big at the time as well. Robin Tunney was like the up-and-coming big star at the time, I think. Man, what's Robin Tunney doing these days? I don't know if I've seen her in a movie, to be honest with you. Or if I have, I didn't notice. But yeah, she was in loads of stuff, sort of mid-late 90s. Like, yeah, The Craft. What's she doing now? She's still acting, I guess. Yeah, she's still acting, doing some stuff. So that's cool. Sometimes people, you don't hear about them, but they stay working. They're just doing stuff that you haven't seen because there's just so much choice now. You don't necessarily see everything. Yeah, it's the one that came out in 2016. Get to the chopper. Sorry, I got confused for a sec. Yeah, the Independence Day, yeah. Where they killed off Will Smith, apparently. I've not seen it, but apparently they killed off Will Smith. Kill off his character. I can't even spell. Independence Day. Resurgence. Liam Hemsworth. Jeff Goldblum. Bill Pullman. Wasn't Bill Pullman the president in the last one? Surely he's not a president in this one, is he? He's the president. Are you? Okay, so hold on a second. I've not seen Resurgence. Right? So I don't want to make too many assumptions here. Okay, so 1996 was the first one. And Bill Pullman played the president in that one. So how is it in 2016 he's still president? Because you can only be president for 8 years. Max 8 years. So I don't know. Did they pull some skullduggery? I guess I have to see it to find out how he still manages to be president 20 years later. Maybe they've explained it in some way. I don't know. Because I ain't seen the movie. I'm just saying right off the bat, Bill Pullman, should not still be the president because he was president in the first one and this is more than 8 years later. Yeah, I don't want to give out any spoilers. I appreciate that, man. Appreciate that. Judd Hirsch. He was in a Taxi back in the day. It was a TV show called Taxi. It's a cool show. Yeah, Taxi. Do 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 do. that is okay. That's lost my New York stuff. And if anybody wanting to know what I look like in a suit and a watch, a suit and a watch. So yeah, this was a work thing, a place I used to work at. They took us to was it BMW, the BMW factory headquarter thing, and yeah, it's a pretty cool picture. I think though, still pretty cool picture. But it's me in a suit and me in a BMW. They don't let us keep the car though, which is a shame. But I did get to sit in the BMW. That's the only, not the only thing I should say, that's a lie. But it's one of the things that I say that I miss about having a job is that sometimes you get to do cool stuff like this. Not that you can't do cool stuff like this just anyway, but it's just a bit harder. You can't really just turn up to BMW on your own and be like, yeah, can I have a look around? You know, you can't really do that. But when you're working places, they do sometimes organize these kind of cool trips like this, and that's one of the things that I miss about working in a job, that you get to do these cool things. Aside from that though, there's very little I miss about having a job. Like for me, the cons of having a job far outweigh the pros of having a job. So yeah, I definitely miss some of the cool stuff like we got to do. Like apparently I took a lot of pictures in this BMW. Like, bro, I probably sat in there for a while. Got the roof down and everything. Look at that. Can't lie, man. I look kind of smooth still, you know. I look kind of suave, you know what I mean? Man's got the suit on. Man's got the BMW. But yeah. Just don't mention Terminator Genesis. Yeah, that film wasn't good, shall we say. Some of these pictures, well, not me, some, a lot of these pictures here, this is when I tried my hand at doing my own photography. And I got some models to pose for me. It's a cool picture. I really like this picture, actually. It's a Piccadilly Circus. And this is at a hair event called, was it Black Beauty hair event or something like that? It was run by Black Beauty. It was a magazine, and they had some really cool stuff going on, actually. Like they had like these not competitions, but were they competitions? I don't know what they were, but it was all cool. And some, you know, nice looking women there as well. And yeah, some more photography. Actually, I mean, I'd like to show these pictures. No, I think we're good. We're good. There's no nudity in here. We good. But yeah, this is when I was trying my hand at photography. And I got some models. This is in a studio. Took a bunch of pictures. This is one of my favorite pictures, actually. It's a shame though, because I ended up not getting along with this lady very much afterwards. Which, I mean, I don't know. Maybe it's because at the time I didn't understand things about photography, and maybe that's my own sort of naivety caused some of the issues as well. I'm not going to say it was all her fault, but I don't know. We just ended up having this exchange which didn't go so well, and they ain't really spoken since. I don't think I have contact details anymore to say anything at this point. But plus it's been years, and it's not like we were best of friends or nothing like that. It was just, we met for this shoot, did the shoot, it was fun, had a good time, got this really cool photo out of it. But then afterwards it just didn't go so well, so that's a shame. But yeah, aside from that, she was a cool lady. Black Beauty Hair Convention, yeah, something like that. I can't remember the exact name, but I know there's a magazine called Black Beauty, and they were
either organising it or they were sponsoring it, or they were certainly one of the biggest companies involved with it. And I went there for the photo opportunities because, like I said, I was doing a lot of photography at the time. So I went there for the photo opportunities and saw some people that I knew there, which was pretty cool. Some people taking part and took some photos of the event. And yeah. Yeah. You know what? I can't lie, man. I feel like I did pretty okay with photography. These are pictures that I've taken, by the way. And I know, I was never like a professional photographer or nothing, but I feel like I did pretty okay. Like I've got some pretty nice pictures, methinks. You know? I feel like I got some pretty nice pictures, methinks. For somebody who's like didn't know much about photography and pretty much learned everything I knew on YouTube and just like with points and clicking and stuff, I feel like I did pretty okay with some of these pictures. I don't know, maybe somebody needs to hire me to do like some like real photography or something. It's a massive nosedive, Sam. Oh wait, I missed a bit. That was supposed to have been a star of a new franchise, Alan. Yes, I didn't take one. Oh, the Genesis, yeah. It was just poorly executed. I kind of feel like I want to get back into photography, and I still got my camera equipment, so I could do it. But I don't know, I guess if I'm being honest, as much as I enjoyed doing it, it was never really my priority, and it's more just like a cool, fun thing to do at the time. So some of these were at events. This was at a Comic-Con, I think. And this one as well. I'm thinking Chris Rock's documentary film. Yeah, you know what? Actually, that film, that Good Hair, like that, like some of the events they had in that's kind of what it was like. Maybe not that extravagant. Maybe not that extravagant, but that kind of hair event, that's what it was like. Yeah, so I'd say that's a pretty good description of what that event was. It came out around late 2009 and saw it at the movies, then learned that a large majority of the weave black women wear comes from Hindu temples in India. Yeah, I mean, I kind of knew that before, but yeah. I think I knew it before, did I? I can't remember, actually. Did I know it before? It doesn't even matter, actually. It doesn't matter. So yeah, these are some of my photos, some of my pictures. Oh, Little Sims. This is when I saw Little Sims perform. Little Sims is one of my favorite musicians right now. Who's this guy? Why don't I have a picture of him? I'm not sure I know who this is. I'm not sure how I know who that is. Why do I have a picture of this dude in my photos? Yeah, this is what I met. Damn it. what's his name? Dub Mood. Yeah, Dub Mood. I saw him perform. That was awesome. I was in Manchester. Who's this? Oh wait, I know who that is. I know who that is. Picture cuts off a lot of her face, but yeah, I know who that is. Yeah. It's calm. It's calm. I know who that is. Yeah, and saw the biggest container of in the film, which might have been the biggest in the world during that time. I was like, yeah. Be with Chip Zell. I met Chip Zell. Yeah, I know. I'm cool. Oh, okay. This is from Sweden. This is when I went to Sweden. Or Stockholm. Well, Stockholm's in Sweden, but yeah, I didn't go to all of Sweden. I just went to Stockholm. There's some ladies that I met over there. They were sweet. And this is from set that I was on. I was out there. This guy at the back, he was filming a poetry video with me in it, which was pretty awesome. And so I was there filming it. And while I was there doing some other stuff. And these are some of the actors that were in the video. Why do I have a picture of this girl's leg? Who is that? Here's the thing, you know when you... So, here's the thing about photos, by the way. The photos automatically upload from my phone to the... to this. So, at some point, I had a photo of this girl's leg on my phone, and it automatically uploaded. I'm kind of like, I don't know whose leg that is. I'm not sure. I don't think I know whose... Yeah, it's the same girl's leg, as I can see the tattoo. I have a picture of this girl's leg twice. I don't know who it is. I should probably know whose legs are on my phone or whose legs are being uploaded into my photo collection. I should probably know that. Don't you think? Don't you think? This girl, by the way, is one of my best friends. Her name's Nala. I mean, not better actually, but she has a podcast. But yeah, she's a sweet girl. We did a photo shoot over in King's Cross. Yeah, good pics. A smart thing that you saved them, and Sweden has been persuading people to get microchips implanted in their hands to ensure vaccination status and to keep track of them. So, you know, ooh, damn. It's a bit much. This dude right here is one of my best friends as well, by the way. But yeah, that's a bit much. I mean, look, I feel like if you want to get vaccinated, get vaccinated. If you don't. You don't really need to get chips and stuff like this and all of that. You know, it's a bit long. You know what? I can't lie, man. I look kind of tough in this picture still. I yeah. You know, you catch that angle when your arms are looking. You know what I mean? That's what that picture was. But he started doing push-ups again. Maybe he's having a perv moment. That's probably what it was. You know what? That is the most likely answer. I can't even pretend otherwise. That is probably the most likely answer. I got this girl's legs on my phone or somewhere on one of my devices that it automatically uploaded to my photo collection. It was probably a perv moment. That's probably it. The fact that I don't remember who it was, whose legs they are, it was probably a perv moment. That's most likely it. This girl's sweet. She's a filmmaker. Yeah, another one of my best friends as well. That was when we did a mockumentary. The only interest I have in Sweden is when I learned Halloween is for 6 days straight in that country. Learned from a video called Why Do We Celebrate Halloween? Okay. Excuse me. Yeah, Halloween came from Ireland, actually. For those who might not, start off in Ireland as All Hallows Eve, something like that anyway. But yeah, evolved over the years. Me in a gimp mask. In case some of you ever wondered what I look like in a gimp mask, that's that there. Yep, no lie. I'm right. The needle is your choice. Your choice only. Period. Indeed. Yeah, some of these were on film sets. This one here was on a film set. Well, not on a set, but you know, near it. And some of these, in fact, a lot of these are just selfies. Do I have any embarrassing selfies? I don't know. I might do. I don't think so. I think I deleted all my embarrassing ones. I'm pretty sure all my nudie pictures have been deleted. I'm pretty sure I deleted all the naughty pictures. Boom, 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 boom. Did you say before you was in the Hobbs and Shaw movie? Yeah, I was. I don't think I had a... yeah, I don't have a picture of that because that was a very, very tight set. So no cameras were allowed, no phones and nothing like that were allowed on set. So yeah, there's no pictures of that on like behind... Well, not that I've taken. There are pictures that exist, but I don't have any of them. But yeah, we weren't allowed to have cameras or anything, so we couldn't just take pictures like we wanted. But yeah, I was in Hobbs and Shaw. I'm in the movie, which is really cool. This is guys. Well, this is actually not on set, but this was actually one of the days after filming Hobbs and Shaw. Was at a train station or something like that, or near. I can't remember where we were, but we're somewhere, and we got this picture. This dude is huge. So here's the thing. This is me. Yeah, look at the top of my head, and look at the top of his head. Yeah, he's clearly taller than me. Yeah. Here's the thing though. I'm 6 foot. Yeah, so I'm not exactly a tiny person myself. You know, I'm 6 foot, and this guy towers above me. Look at that. It's very rare. It's very rare I meet somebody. I mean, like, there's lots of people taller than me. I know that, but it's very rare I meet somebody who towers above me like that. But yeah, he's a cool dude. He's a cool dude. I was calling him my big little brother. He's my big little brother. I'd be amazed if someone pictured my legs. They're small. You can hardly see them. use a macro lens. Zoom in. I took a picture of tuna fish for some reason. I'm not sure why I do that, but hey, I took a picture of some tuna fish tins. All right. You know what? I don't do many thirst traps, but for the ladies, for the ladies, there you go. I might post it on Insta one of these days. I think we're coming to the end, you know. 2021, yeah. Chip Spice. That's my old car, man. That's my old car. Had to sell it Get rid of it. It's a shame. That's the first car I ever bought. Well, that's a lie. It's the first car I ever bought brand new. Well, the only car I ever bought brand new, I should say, rather. But yeah, I had to sell it and get rid of it in the end. It just it needed repair work, which I was just like, it was just too much. So I thought it's time to let it go. You're 6 foot, I'm 5'2". If I was stood next to you, I would look like a small child. Yeah. I'm probably about as taller than you. What am I trying to say? I'm probably as taller to you as that guy is to me. You know what I mean? Like, that's just that kind of height difference. Oh, this is a really cool thing, actually. So, it's something that I passed by where this lady had outside her house this little mini library where it was like a shelf type thing that she put outside her house, and just has this note saying, yeah, you could take one, put one there. What's she say? You can use this library to exchange your old books for one inside, borrow a book, and return when you're done, or for someone else to enjoy. Take a book, keep it, or pass it on. So yeah, it was nothing like, you gotta pay me money and like that. It was just like, if there's something that you like, take it, maybe put it back if you want to put it back, swap it for something else, maybe give it to someone. So it was like, it was just a cool thing to do. So yeah, I took a picture of that because I just thought it was really awesome. I didn't take a book because I kind of felt like it's not an area that I'm in very often, and I didn't have a book to exchange. And although the person I'm saying she, because I'm kind of assuming it's a woman. I'm pretty sure, I don't know, maybe this is the sexist in me, but I feel like guys generally don't do these sorts of things. But whatever, it was a person, I'm assuming a woman, maybe it wasn't, maybe it was a dude, I don't know. But whoever did this, I just kind of felt like, I know, even though they don't mind someone taking a book and not putting it back and not returning it, I just kind of felt like I didn't want to do that because it's a nice thing. And since I don't have a book to exchange, or I don't know if I'm going to be back there to be able to return the book, I just felt like, nah, let me just take a picture and keep it moving. Plus, I probably will end up not reading it anyway, so. Okay, you got now. It's a Hyundai now, but it's not mine, it's rented. So it's a rented car that I use for the cab stuff, which, to be honest, I feel like is a better option to me to rent than to buy, at least for now. Never say never, but I think right now renting is a better option for me. But yeah, it's a Hyundai Ioniq electric version, so it's a fully electric car rather than a petrol car. I'm shortbread as a ninja, 5'6". Okay, so Alan's 5'6" as well. Oh, you guys are a bunch of midgets, man. Like, nobody's 6 foot. Got 5'2", 5'6", man. You guys are munchkins. No, I'm playing. But yeah, where the tall people at though? Come on, where the 6 foot pluses? Yeah, the Irish brought their tradition of Halloween to the US in like 1840, but the commercialized version of it didn't start till around 1920. Yeah, I could believe that. I mean, I don't know that, but I can believe that. Once you realize there's money to be made, it's like, yep. 5'6", but let's say all good things come in small packages. You might be taller than me. Well, I sure can take you on. Well, I don't doubt it. You gotta be careful with short people because they'll punch you in the balls, so you won't even see it coming. Sam bites, okay. You check it out on 42. Why do we celebrate Halloween? I like it when they buy. Okay. Well, Alan might be letting us in on some of his secrets right there. Okay. By the way, in London, you might see a shopping trolley on somebody's roof. Just so you know. You might just randomly see a shopping trolley on somebody's roof. Or a car turned upside down. Somebody crashed. Yeah, another cool dude. And yeah, I think we're all up to date now. Oh, this is my car now, by the way, Alan. That's the car that I'm using right now. Hyundai Ioniq. But yeah, man. A few photos. There's loads here. I won't show you more because it's a bit long. Little bit of memory lane. So how hard do you like it when they bite out? I mean, we talking like, you know, like just a little bit? Or are we talking like you like when it bite down, like? Are you talking just a little bit of pain, or do you like when they draw blood? Okay, here we've got this video. So let me put it to my watch later list. I won't watch it now though. Watch that bit later, some other time. J.K. Rowling accused by Lesbian Visibility Week founder of stirring hate within our community. Man, J.K. Rowling just can't catch a break, man. I swear she's always in the news for something somebody don't like. Jason, you said for Metallica's anti-Semitism was kind of corny. We were scared by Nothing Else Matters. Wow. I don't put any thought into it. Jeffrey Dahmer bites and maybe you both could have been a thing. Isn't Jeffrey Dahmer a serial killer? He is, isn't he? I just made it up, did I? Jeffrey Dahmer, that's a serial killer, isn't it? The cannibal. Well, I mean, if you like biting, I'm just saying that could be it could be the one to go for. If you like it when people bite you. He just might. The only difference is that he might bite things off, you know. 1960 to 1994. He died in 94. What's that, 34? Am I working that out right? 34. Damn. He's already serial killing and cannibalizing. I mean, I guess there's no like good time to start doing that sort of stuff, but you know, that's usually reserved for like the 40 pluses. Like when you start hearing about that, some sorts of things, usually like the 45, 50-year-olds that are doing that sort of thing. This dude was 34, you know. Yeah, someone from the trans community docs J.K. Rowling. Damn. Put out all the details on that. You know what? I ain't trying to piss nobody off because that's just not my style. I'm just saying. And granted, you know, I'm not in that community, so I'm sure there's lots of nuances that I don't understand or don't know. But, you know, I saw some of the stuff that she got accused, well, not even accused, but some of the stuff that she said that were, you know, causing offense. And I go, yeah, I don't get it. Like, I don't understand why what she's saying is offensive. You know what I mean? And maybe it's because, like I say, maybe it's because I'm not in that community. Maybe there's things I just don't understand. That could very well be it. That could very well be it. But I'm looking at it like, why is this offensive to anybody? You know? It's not like she's denying people their rights or saying people shouldn't have any kind of, you know, human rights or whatever. It's just, you know, she's doesn't want to lose her, doesn't feel like she needs to give up her identity as a woman. She feels her identity as a woman is what's informed a lot of her life experiences, which would probably be pretty accurate. But it's just weird though, because like one minute it's believe women, and then it's like, you know, J.K. Rowling to shut up. I don't get it, man. I don't get it. It just seems very hypocritical to me, you know. If Jeffrey was alive, I would have shipped him. Alan Dharma. Jeffrey Evans. Oh, Jeffrey Evans kind of works actually though. Jeffrey Evans, that works. Elle is in that community with her being gay, and she thinks that community go way too far. Jeff D can keep away from me. I don't want to be anyone's pizza. So that's not Jeffrey Dahmer from my mother. Yeah, better behave yourself, or that Jeffrey Dahmer will get you. You know what else I don't understand now that we're talking about it? This is the stream where Haze gets cancelled. But like LGBT, I don't understand why the T is in that part. You know, and again, I'm not involved. Maybe this is why nuance, I don't get it. But lesbian, gay, bisexual, okay, right? Those are sexual orientations. Trans isn't. Transgender isn't a sexual orientation. That's what gender dysphoria or I think it's called or something like that. So like if trans women are women, then why is it kind of lumped in with the sexual orientation group? You know what I mean? It's like, shouldn't there be two separate? I'm not saying, let me be clear. Everybody has rights. Everybody deserves rights, and I ain't trying to say that. I'm just trying to understand, like, why is trans in the same group as sexual orientation when trans isn't a sexual orientation. You know what I mean? Like that's what I'm getting at. Like, shouldn't you have just like the LGB group, and then separate from that you've got the, I don't know, trans and non-binary group, and of course they're gonna have similar things that they're campaigning for, right? Of course, but ultimately you have two different groups because they represent two different parts of humanity. You know what I mean? Like, sexual orientation and gender dysphoria are not the same thing. So although there's going to be similarities in terms of, you know, acceptance and you know rights to just be, to exist, and you know, to be respected and that sort of thing, of course I'm not saying that, but it's just like why they're put together is what I don't understand. But hey, excuse me. First, he main guys were black. I really liked them, and a couple Asian boys. One almost got away from him, and his last victim did get away, and he was in court for murder in 2014. Damn. I don't get it either. It's literally changing gender. Indeed, it's like, I mean, if that's what you want to do, or if that's how you feel you are, look, I'm not trying to argue with that, whether you're born that way, whether you make a choice. I ain't trying to argue that. That's their whole thing. Whatever they say, I believe it. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? It's no, I'm not here to argue something that I don't even understand myself or really care too much for either. It's like, whatever. I'm just trying to understand just this small thing in my mind. Why put them all in the same group? Because you got, let's say, LGB, so lesbian, gay, bi, okay, but there's also like questioning, which, okay, I guess that's kind of in there because it's still to do with sexual orientation. I think asexual as well, I think it's in there as well. I think there's an A in there somewhere. And what's the other one? Queer, which I'm pretty sure is the same thing as gay. Like, I'm pretty sure queer and gay is the same thing. That's just a different word for it. But there's a Q in there. Oh no, the Q's for question, my bad. And then I for intersex, which is, again, it's like, that's nothing to do with sexual orientation. That's just your gender, like intersex. So it's like, there's a couple of things in it. It just seems like it's kind of lumped into a group, but then not everything in that group is matching up. That's how it seems to me. But hey, I'm on the outside. So yeah. I'm on the outside looking in. But yeah. But I followed J.K. Rowling on Twitter, and it gets crazy. Like, I mean, she probably deals with a lot more than what we see. But like, she posts something, just like maybe the most innocuous, is that the right word? Just whatever. Oh, thing. Is it? Am I still on? Am I still talking? Can you still hear me? I think I'm still on. Cool. I think I'm still on. Okay, I think I'm still on. Cool. But yeah, she'll post just the most like whatever thing, and then somebody replies with saying, "Yeah, go die, you bigot, this bigot." This, like, bruh. Like, here's the thing though. Like, whatever your cause is, whatever you believe, you're entitled to that, of course, but it's like, you don't get to call someone a bigot whilst saying they should die or whatever. Like, if you're going to, you know what I mean? It doesn't make any sense to me. Like, you don't get to be the good guy while wishing death on somebody. You know what I mean? Like, that doesn't make sense. Like, if it, especially when what we're really talking about is one person's opinion. You know what I mean? We're talking about one person's opinion that you don't agree with. Okay, you don't have to agree with it. You can see things another way. But at no point has J.K. Rowling, at least as far as I've seen anyway, exclaims that anybody doesn't deserve to live. Yet, because of her opinion and her belief that her femininity and her womanhoodness, if that's even a word, womanhoodness, is a big part of what defines who she is, people think that she needs to die because of that. Like, that's crazy to me. Like, you don't get to claim to be the good guy and say stuff like that. Nah. I found out I'm apparently demisexual, so I guess I could pass in that community. Demisexual, does that mean like you only half want sex? Like, what does that mean? I only want sex half the time. What's demisexual? I don't think I've ever heard that before. Let me look that up. I'm sure it's a real thing. I'm just taking a piss right now, but demisexual. Or does it mean you want to have sex with Demi Moore? Is that what that means? What is demisexual? I don't know if I've ever heard that before. Let's see here. Demisexual people only feel sexual attraction to someone when they have an emotional bond with that person. They can be gay, straight, bisexual, or pansexual, and may have any gender identity. The prefix demi means half, which can refer to being halfway between sexual and asexual. Okay. So I was kind of right then when I said you only half want sex. I feel like that's a pretty basic way of describing it. I wasn't too far off. I'm just saying, it's kind of a wild, jokey guess, but turns out it wasn't too far off the truth. I'm just saying. At the same time, at least it's showing someone's true deep thoughts. It could just do that. Okay, so attracted to someone when they have an emotional bond with that person. I feel like a lot of people are like that, aren't they? I mean, don't get me wrong. You could be sexually attracted to someone just based on looks. Like, that could definitely happen. But I feel like for the most part, isn't that most right? Yeah, exactly. I feel like that's most people. Like, you might see someone and think, oh yeah, they're hot or whatever. But in terms of like being actually attracted to someone, like when you feel that real attraction, not just sexual attraction, like just genuine attraction. Yeah, that's usually when you have a bit more of a bond with them, isn't it? I don't know. I feel like that's most people, or maybe it isn't. Maybe it isn't. Like, I feel like you could be sexually attracted to someone based on looks, but you recognize it's just a sexual attraction and not necessarily that you even like that person. You know what I mean? You just think they're hot or whatever, and like, you know, if the opportunity arose, you know what I mean? It's kind of like that. It's not that you necessarily want to be with them. You just, they're hot, and that's kind of like, that's all that is. But in terms of like an attraction, in terms of feeling that draw towards a person, yeah, I feel like there's usually isn't some kind of bond, some kind of getting to know them first, and then when you start feeling that more. So yeah, to my mind, I feel like that's most people, but I believe in despising and wishing harmful-ish people. It's not for everyone, and that's how I get down. I believe in despising and wishing harmful-ish people. Yeah, I ain't know about that. Well, not all people, at least, anyway. Some of y'all. But yeah, I don't know. Maybe I should call myself demisexual as well, and Join D. Wait, there's no D in the LG? Oh, hold on a second. How many letters are in there? LGB group. Okay, here we go. So yeah, there's no D in there. So there's there's this LGBTQIA plus, but they might need a D. I think they need the D. They need a D, definitely. They definitely need the D. I saw a video of a trans telling straight people to keep out of their business. And I'm like, hang on, you want something that is equality, so isn't that a conversation for all you can't pick and choose? Indeed. And here's the thing, like, so again, if trans women are women and trans men are men, that means a trans man attracted to a woman is straight, right? So for a trans person to say straight people need to tell out their business, aren't they talking about potentially other trans people as well? You know? And that's the thing, it's like, I feel like that's part of the confusion with me, like, because like, I'm hearing trans women are women, trans men are men, trans women are women, trans women are men. Okay, but then people are saying that, but then it's like the conversations don't seem to match up with what's being said. Like, so yeah, I feel like, I don't know, maybe things are just being said. I don't know, maybe things are just being said and people who are saying them don't really understand it themselves. Maybe it's something else. But I know some trans women don't like it when men say things like that they don't want to be with a transgender woman, you know, and they say it's transphobic or whatever and that kind of stuff. And I don't think it is. You know, and the day it's like, if we're allowed to have, you know, sexual orientations, then my sexual orientation is for women that were born with vaginas and didn't buy them later on in life. You know, that's my sexual orientation. So it's not I don't hate them or nothing like that. You know, you live your life, you live your best life, and all more power to you, all of that. You know, I ain't trying to say that, but if we're allowed to have sexual orientations, then my sexual orientation is for women who didn't buy their vaginas. Like that's what that is. Because we don't fit in there either. We're officially loaders indeed. I think that's spot on. I mean, there's dudes out there that like it. Hey, good for them. You know, I ain't trying to tell them not to. That, you know, you live your life. If that's what you like, that's what you like. I ain't telling you not what to do, what not to do. But just as I don't tell people what they should do and how they should live their life, same should apply, right? I should be able to live my life the way I want to live my life. Yeah. It's a funny old world. And we're all just trying to do the best we can, I think, when it comes down to it. I think everybody's just trying to do the best they can. Even the people that you don't like or you might think they're arseholes or whatever, I think even they're trying to do the best they can. Granted, some people's bests are pretty abysmal. But I think ultimately we're all trying to do the best we can in our own ways. one of the things that I think is definitely missing, or not missing, but certainly not enough of, is people just listening to each other and just trying to understand each other. I think everybody wants people to listen to them, you know, but for people to listen to you, you need to be willing to listen to other people, right? And that includes the people who, you know, might have, you know, different opinions to you. In fact, I feel especially people have different opinions to you, but we all should be willing to listen to each other. It should never descend into just like bickering and arguing over something. Like, if somebody tells you that they feel they were they were born into a man's body, but they're really a woman on the inside, I'm not gonna argue with that person. Like, what for? I can't prove otherwise. I don't, you know what I mean? It's like, why argue? If that's what they believe, it's what they believe. It should, that's it. The only thing is that, the only places where that matter is to doctors and, you know what I mean, and psychologists and that type of thing. Like, I don't need to. I feel like I don't need to bother myself with that. That being said, you know, if a person was born into a man's body and they believe they're a woman, you know, it's not something that I'd particularly want to pursue. Even though I look, listen, some of those operations, I ain't gonna lie, not gonna lie, some of those operations, they do a good job. You know what I'm saying? They do a good job. But at the end of the day, it's like, yeah, it's just each their own. But that's not for me. That's not for me. Even though you're asking for equality, it's a conversation for everyone. You can't pick and choose. Yeah, it's stupid and doesn't fix anything. Yeah, indeed. The gay dude, the feminine kind, was one of the first people who taught me how to text. Ah, nice. Okay, Braxton, I'm going to teach you how to text, okay? First of all, you hold the phone like this. I'm joking. I'm just piss taking. Like, oh my God. Don't put oh my God, put OMG, okay? List all sides and find some common ground. Apart from me, I'd rather ignore everyone and watch Netflix. Well, I guess that works too. I guess that works too. Either find some common ground or just ignore everybody and watch Netflix. I guess either way, problem solved. But yeah, I feel like one of the mistakes that a lot of people make is that people feel like you could only be friends with somebody if you agree with them all the time. And that's just not true. That's not true. You don't have to agree with everything a person says or does to be friends with a person. Now, that being said, of course, there are certain things that definitely should be called out on. Like if we're talking about any kind of dangerous behavior or any kind of like, you know, real creepy, rapey type behavior, then yeah, of course, you got to say something when it comes to those sorts of things. But just in general, when it comes to like opinions or stuff like that, you don't have to agree with everything a person says or does or whatever, you know, to still be friends with them. You know, as long as they're respectful and you're respectful, I feel like you could get along just fine. You know, you let them know what your boundaries are, they let you know what your boundaries are, and then you could just kind of work from there. But yeah, you don't have to agree with everything all the time. I mean, I say for myself, though, it's like where I grew up, like time, not just the time, but the place that I grew up as well. It was very common to, excuse me, it's very. Oh, I think we're back. Oh, we're back. Cool. Are we back? Yeah, it was very common to hear like homosexual slurs all the time. Like it was so common that growing up, I didn't even think of it as homophobic. It was just how you talk. You know what I mean? That's just how you talk. It was always like those people. So like in my school, there wasn't any gay people. which you might be rolling your eyes out, and rolling your eyes out, which you should be, because what it really means, and what I've since come to learn, is that it's not that there wasn't any gay people. There just wasn't any gay people who were comfortable enough admitting that they were gay. And considering how people spoke about gay people at that time, no wonder. Like you'd hear those kind of slurs, those kind of comments, just in regular normal talk. And so yeah, for a person who was gay at my school, yeah, you wouldn't admit it, because you'd be worried about getting cussed out, maybe even picked on, or possibly even beaten up. You'd worry about that sort of stuff, But for me, like, it wasn't until maybe I got to like uni where you would see openly gay people around, and it was kind of like one of those moments where you just kind of think to yourself, because a part of my mind is like, I'm not supposed to like these guys, because that's how you just kind of grow up, and it's all you think about. You don't really question it. It's just what it is. I'm not supposed to like these guys. But then it's kind of like, why? Why am I not supposed to like them? And it wasn't really until then where I kind of sort of questioned it and started thinking about, like, why do I think this? And what is the purpose of not liking somebody just because of whatever? It's like, it's none of my business. I'm not in the room with them when they're doing whatever they're doing. You know what I mean? They're not coming to me and trying, you know what I mean? So why am I having this attitude of, I don't like these people? Because it's like, wait a minute. It just doesn't make any sense. So, yeah. I feel like having just conversations with people and just talking to people and just being open to the fact that your ideas might not always be the right ideas. And sometimes, whether it's the way you were raised or just things that you grew up around or whatever it may be, or sometimes the ideas you have might not be the right ideas. And that goes for everybody. Like, just because you're taught something or you learned something doesn't mean it's the right thing. But we don't know that until we start listening to people and try to understand where people are coming from. If we just have this idea that, I'm right, and everyone else is wrong, I'm right all the time, that's just arrogance. And arrogance gets you nowhere. Nobody likes an arrogant prick. Well, I'm sure somebody does, but most people generally don't like arrogant pricks who all agree on everything. Yeah, exactly. It'd just be boring. What would be the point? It'd be like 7 billion people and everybody agrees on everything? Really? Come on, man. There's mofos on both sides of the aisle who have to have both parts of debates, arguments. Might not be any open gays at the school you went to. Oh yeah, I mean, there were gay people there. I mean, I know that now. I know that now because they've since come out. But at the time, it just, yeah, you if any gay people at the school at that school at the time would not be open about it. And I get it, because of how the attitudes generally were back then. So I'm not even saying, they should just come out and say it. I get it, you know what I mean? I get why, if you were a gay person and you go to school and you're hearing all these kind of remarks, and at the same time you're kind of feeling like you got no one to talk to. So it's not until maybe you get out of school and get into like maybe more open environments where you might start feeling more comfortable saying it. But in my school back then, yeah. I mean, I will say there was one person, when I heard he was gay, it was kind of like, I'm not even surprised. That one guy who was like, he was the most flamboyant dude. Like, he really was just so flamboyant. And he would get teased a little bit back in school as well. I remember that. He would get teased a bit for it as well. But, he was, again, he wouldn't admit that he was gay. But when I heard like years later that he'd come out and he's open about it, and I think it was like a gay pride event or something like that. But yeah, somebody was telling me about it. I was like, I remember this guy from school. I was like, yeah. And then it was like, you know what? I'm not even surprised. Like, if you knew the guy, I think you'd be like the same. Yeah, I'm not even surprised. Like, yeah, of all the people you'd think might be gay, yeah, him. Him. Me and Alien don't agree on a lot of stuff. We don't argue over it. He likes Boris. I think he's a no. He is pro-life. I'm more pro-choice. We differ on loads, but we respect each other. Oh, it's supposed to be coming from. Okay, yeah, yeah, and that's cool. You know, you find things that you like, I mean, with anything, it's like even twins, right? Even twins who grow up together don't agree on absolutely everything. So the expectation that you're going to meet somebody that you're never going to have a disagreement with is so unrealistic. It is so unrealistic. But people seem to have this expectation that you could only be around people who agree with everything you say. Like, nah. You're going to have disagreements, and sometimes big disagreements. But I think the most important thing is, like, you know, if your values ultimately align, you could always work from there. I mean, there's certain things like you can't forgive though. Like if somebody, you know, eats Marmite or something like that, then ugh, kick them to the curb. But aside from that, I feel like most things you can work around. All right, it is approaching the 12 a.m.s right now, so I think it's a good time to start winding down. But this was a cool stream. I enjoyed this stream. I hopefully you enjoyed it too. You know what? My bad. Nothing happened to the sound except I hit the wrong button. That's what happened. No technical issues. I just hit the wrong button. That's what happened to the sound. I hit the wrong button. What was I saying though? I said I appreciate you, Sam. I don't know if you heard that, but I do appreciate you, Sam. I appreciate you, all you guys, man. Alan agrees with Sam. So I guess there's no to talk about there then. So it's fun to play with Haze. Oh, it was 420 recently. I don't know if anybody in the village observes 420. But if you do or did, then you know, not something that I partake in myself. But you know, if that's something that you do, then I hope you had some fun and stayed safe doing it and not had too many issues. But yeah, 420 is kind of a big thing. I was at one 420 event a few years ago, kind of by accident. It's just they do it in Hyde Park, and I was in Hyde Park doing some interviews at the time, and then that was just going on there. So I saw some of it. I wasn't really involved, but I did see there. That's pretty close to the whole thing. But yeah, so 420 is a pretty big thing for those who take part in it. But yeah, I'm not into the. I'm not puffing on the devil's lettuce like that, so it's not for me. But if you that's you, hey. But yeah, what was I saying again? I can't remember. But anyway. Time to start winding down and wrapping up. Guys, you have been awesome as always. I appreciate you and all that you do. Thank you for keeping me company. Thank you for keeping it lively. The village is strong because you make it strong. We're only going to get stronger until whenever, if ever. Peace.